The all-new 2020 Mazda CX-30 and Subaru Crosstrek are two of the leading small sport utility vehicles on the market. They both offer consumers a fuel-efficient and reliable vehicle that is also very affordable. When looking to compare the two cars, there are some characteristics that you will need to keep in mind. While they both offer plenty of safety features, technology, and excellent fuel economy, there are some differences that distinguish the two vehicles. These differences are, therefore, essential in helping you determine which vehicle is right for you. So, in this video, we will go in depth into each of them to help you make that choice. Starting with the CX-30, it's Mazda's latest small crossover, slotting between the CX-3 and the CX-5. If you are wondering why it isn't just called the CX-4, it's because Mazda already sells a vehicle by that name in other markets, and the company says that the CX-30 marks the beginning of a new naming convention that will eventually be applied to the whole lineup. With a starting price of $21,900, the Mazda CX-30 is an economy crossover, but its exterior design looks premium. Its sweeping body lines are complemented by a small greenhouse that lends to a tougher, more tank-like appearance. The hood sticks out farther above the headlights, echoing the long-nose appearance of the three-row CX-9. The small headlights are home to LED illumination, and the LED taillights are standard out back. The CX-30 undoubtedly looks most striking in its solid red crystal color, but in any color, it's a thoroughly attractive SUV. The Subaru Crosstrek, on the other hand, might look all rough and rugged with its black plastic cladding and lifted stance, but it delivers a car-like experience that feels much like driving the Impreza hatchback. The Crosstrek adds SUV styling cues to go along with its increased ride height and 8.7 inches of ground clearance. To this, the hybrid adds unique silver accents up front, blue headlight projector rings, and a black roof spoiler and roof rails. The 18-inch wheels are also unique to this model, black with a machined finish. Overall, the Subaru Crosstrek is a quirky little SUV with a rough-and-tumble persona. Good thing it's got the capability to back up the looks. Climb in inside, and you will notice an even bigger difference between the two. The CX-30's cabin is exceptional. The sound dampening is partly from the high-quality materials found literally everywhere. The leather trim, the soft rubber, the cushioning pads, there is little cheap stuff in here. The touch and feel of the knobs are all the same, regardless of size. The leather seats are soft yet supportive with no change in comfort between the front and rear seats. The styling is just as immaculate, from the tiered dashboard to the interior colors, just elegant. The layout is simple, yet strategic. There are buttons for features you want access to, like temperature and volume control. No scrolling through various menus or endlessly tapping a screen. Not that the CX-30 has a touchscreen. It is only controlled via voice commands and a central knob in the center console. But do not mistake that as a style over substance decision. While the idea may seem annoying at first, especially if you are used to a touchscreen, you will soon enough realize how refreshing it is not to have to poke a finger at a dashboard tablet while driving. The display is purposely positioned so far away from the driver's seat that there is no point in reaching for it. Although the button icons surrounding the central knob are on the small side, there is no learning curve in memorizing their locations as there are only 4 of them to tap. Also, the placement of the infotainment screen, heads-up display, and the instrument panel are within a similar visual space that your eyes spend less time searching for functions and more time focusing on the road ahead. Traditionally, Subaru's interiors were never that great, but now it has become, at worst, class average with this Crosstrek. The car has basically gotten the same cabin makeover as the Impreza did, meaning nicer livable materials, a good infotainment system and touchscreen with the optional 8-inch unit, and inoffensive color schemes and textiles. Nice enough to live in, but not so nice that you should be afraid to track in trail mud or beach sand. Its lack of flair is perfectly acceptable in the cheaper versions, but starts to feel a bit drab in the limited model, which can surpass $30,000 with options. Feeble attempts to spice things up include bits of faux carbon fiber trim and orange stitching on the seats, but the overall atmosphere remains dark and a bit dull. Opting for the lighter gray cloth or leather upholstery helps somewhat. Overall, the Crosstrek has a basic and durable feeling interior that puts function over form. The Mazda CX-30 seats up to 5 people with heated front seats, a power-adjustable driver's seat, and a heated steering wheel as options. The front seats are spacious enough for most, even those tall enough will fit into the front of the CX-30 with room to spare. The seats go back a long way, while headroom is good, and there is plenty of width to the interior. Ottoman storage is good, with 2 generous cup holders in the front of the gear lever, a cubby in front of that space for you to empty your pockets into, and decent door pockets with bottle holders. Add a large cubby under the central front armrest, and you will find yourself spoiled for choice. Out back, things aren't as good as the front. A 6-footer sitting behind a similarly lofty driver will find their knees awfully close to the back of the driver's seat. Headroom is better, but not class-leading. Once they've ducked down and pivoted through the narrow rear opening, a 6-footer will have a few inches to spare. Fitting 3 adults across the rear bench is likely to be a squeeze, but at least the hump in the floor is fairly small and doesn't intrude much into the available foot space. As for the Crosstrek, it seats 5 as well, and the drivers enjoy excellent visibility in all directions. Both rows of seats are comfortable. Front seat passengers are unlikely to complain about the amount of space on offer. Headroom is good, and seats go back far enough to accommodate taller drivers. Sunroof-equipped models may have just enough headroom for a 6-footer, but even short occupants will find the area a little claustrophobic. That's a shame because legroom is excellent, better than in many rivals, and shoulder room is adequate for 3 people to sit side by side. There is a useful cubby with USB and 12-volt sockets in the front of the gear lever, another cubby under the armrest, and 2 cup holders. The door pins aren't particularly big, but will hold a few bits and pieces and a small bottle of water. Going into safety and driving aid features, the CX-30 aced all 6 crash test evaluations by the IHS. They also noted that models equipped with Smart City brake support provide a superior level of front crash prevention. In terms of safety tech, every CX-30 comes standard with forward collision warning and brake-in, full range adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, and drowsy driver alert. Options include blind spot detection, rear cross traffic alert, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a leather-wrapped wheel, keyless entry, dual-zone AC, and rear AC vents. As for the Subaru, the NHTSA gave the 2020 Crosstrek an overall safety rating of 5 out of 5 stars. It earned 5 stars in the side crash test and 4 stars in the frontal and rollover evaluations. Inside tech includes a standard rear view camera. Available driver assistant features include blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, lane change assist, rear cross traffic alerts, adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency brake-in, and much more. Under the hood of each of these SUVs is a capable engine. The headline on all marketing materials for the CX-30 is a class-leading standard horsepower. It offers up the same 2.5-liter 4-cylinder backed by the 6-speed automatic transmission found in the Mazda 3, Mazda CX-5, and Mazda 6. In the CX-30, this engine puts out 186 horsepower and the same amount of pound-feet of torque, which is good for a top speed of 126 miles per hour. It accelerates quickly, especially from a stop, delivering sufficient power for both cruising around town and passing on the highway. The engine gets noisy when you floor the gas pedal, and the transmission is smooth to shift. As you might expect from a Mazda, it's fun to drive, it has minimal body roll even when zipping around town, and its firm brakes and responsive steering help make it one of the sportiest SUVs in the class. Despite its sportiness, the CX-30 has a cushioned ride. The Crosstrek, on the other hand, features a 152 horsepower 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine mated to a standard 6-speed manual transmission. A CVT automatic transmission is available. Many class rivals are more powerful than the Subaru, and they feel more energetic. In high-stress situations like highway passing and merging, the Crosstrek often leaves you wanting for more power. Ride quality, however, is a decided plus for it. It rides smoothly over most road surfaces and takes in road imperfections with little trouble. Handling is less impressive. Though the steering feels sharp, it leans a lot around turns and generally doesn't feel as agile as the CX-30. On the bright side, the Crosstrek can hold its own when the pavement ends thanks to its standard all-wheel drive. In conclusion, it's a very competitive market in the soft-roader segment right now, and although the Subaru Crosstrek can manage more than many of its competitors off-road, it's let down by the engine-gearbox combination. Which leaves us with the winner, the 2020 Mazda CX-30, being a good subcompact SUV. Its performance is more than thrilling and its cabin is more luxurious. It also has great fuel economy, and its long list of standard features make it a solid value. However, it does have a few drawbacks. Shoppers in need of a larger cargo area or more space for passengers might have to look elsewhere. So, what do you think of this comparison? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications for more car reviews and news. Take care, and see you in the next one.